Hi, welcome to Grow New Plants. So today I'm going to propagate some rosemary off my rosemary plant. I've got a Rootmaker 60 count tray, and I'm going to take 60 cuttings off these. And because these things, they root pretty easy and they grow pretty fast. So I'm going to zoom in here and I will show you how I'm taking my cuttings off of the plant. One, I want to get good cuttings. I think any cutting off this thing will be a good cutting, but I want to basically, it's going to be a lesson in pruning one of these things too, to make it grow the way you want it to grow where it looks nice. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit and we'll get started taking some cuttings off of it. Okay, so I've got these little limbs that come out at the bottom, kind of growing out. I want this thing to kind of grow up. I don't want it to be tall and skinny, but I don't want it really growing out too much either. So I'm just going to come in here right at the base, take that little cutting right there off. There's another one that's kind of growing sideways, so I'm just taking that off. That's a nice, I can get several cuttings off of that. So that's basically what I'm going to do. I'm going to go around the bush and just take these lower cuttings that are growing outwards and trim them off. So I'm going to go all the way around here and then get these things cut, and then we'll take them and we'll prep them for putting into the propagation tray. Okay, I think that'll be more than enough for what I got here. So I'm going to go put this up and then we'll get reset up, and then I'll show you how I actually make the cuttings out of these limbs that I cut off. Okay, so I got my cuttings here. So some of these are a little softer than others, newer growth, but I think they're going to be fine. So what I'm going to do with this one, see that one bends right there? I'm just going to cut that one in that bend. And then I'm going to come down, and I've got a bowl here. And that's what I'm looking for, maybe about 3 or 4 inches, something like that. I'm just going to strip off the leaves off about the bottom 2/3 of it. So that'll be one cutting right there. And then before I cut them, I'll take one fresh cut right before I stick them in. So that one is real flimsy on top, so I'm going to cut that off, strip it back. Oops, got 2 of those in the bowl. That one's a little flimsy, so I'll just take that just for the rosemary. That one's a little flimsy on top, but I think I can still get 2 cuttings out of that. It's really simple. I mean, these things, that's my bottom. You gotta make sure you keep the bottoms. Make sure you know which side's the bottom. Like this big limb here, each of these little branches that come off of it, I'm gonna take a cutting off of it. So we'll cut off there, strip out that one. I'm gonna actually cut that one a little shorter so it'll be straight. That one's pretty flimsy, but I'm going to give it a try and see what happens. Cut it, strip it back. Okay, so I'm going to do these, and I'll go ahead and time lapse through this and get all these things cut. But that's basically all I'm doing. And I am going to take, some of these are pretty thick. Just a couple of them. Like that one right there is pretty woody and pretty thick, and I'm still going to take these. I don't know, those I'll see if I need more to get my 60. But like these right here, I'm going to take a cutting off that one. We'll go about right there. Make that a cutting. So I'm going to try these thick ones and the thin ones, and we'll see how they all do. I've rooted these things before in water, and they rooted real easy in water. So I feel pretty confident they're going to root in the soil like this too. So anyway, I'll time lapse through the rest of this. Okay, so I got all my cuttings. I only ended up with, I think, 40, I think is what I came up with, but that's fine. I don't need to fill this whole tray up. That's going to be a lot of rosemary. So basically, I'm going to use the rooting hormone, and I've done these before without it, and they do fine without it. There's 41, there's one I was missing. So I've done them without the rooting hormone before, and they did just fine, but I've got this Clonex. I've never used it before. It's supposed to be really good stuff. So I'm going to give it a try today, and I just poured a little bit into this old pill bottle. That's what I'm going to use to dip with, so I don't contaminate what's in the main bottle. So basically all I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to take another fresh cut, dip it down in that rooting hormone, and stick it down in there. It's that easy, man. And I don't even know if the fresh cut is even necessary, I mean, because obviously I just cut them. So I'll do a couple of these and then I'll go ahead and time lapse through the end of them, and then I'll show you how I'm gonna let them grow, how I'm gonna store them to hopefully get them growing good. Some of these are a little more woody, some are pretty soft, so we'll just see how they come out. I'm hoping they'll all just come out anyway, because like I said, they root pretty easy. So I'm pretty confident they're all gonna do just fine, however I got them. But we'll see, it might make a difference. We'll see if the little ones do better, the thicker ones do better. And then one thing else I wanted to talk about, while I'm sticking a couple of these, I'll tell you. So if you notice on all of these, I cut the tips off of them regardless. And the reason for that, if you leave a top on there, like there's one that's a top. If you leave the top on there, if it starts growing again, it's going to just grow up one long strand. And every time you trim them, it's going to make them grow out from the sides, because you cut the terminal bud off the top. So they're going to want to grow out from the sides, and it's going to make it a bushier plant. So what I'll do when these things start growing, if it comes out and it puts out 2 or 3 shoots this way, I'll let them grow a little bit and I'll trim them again and make them bush out to hopefully get a bush like the one that I started with. So that's just a little thing. I don't know if you noticed that or not. When I was cutting those, I always cut the tips of them off. I don't leave the tips on these. So I'll go ahead and time lapse through the rest of these real quick, and we'll come back and okay, that's it. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 41. I was right on my count. So I got 41 of them in there. So basically, I will take these and I'll water them in with my mist sprayer to very gently water them. And this is my outdoor propagation method here. I've got this tray underneath here. So they're sitting in that tray to help catch water a little bit. And then I have these high domes that I put on top of them. And that helps just hold the humidity in. I'll leave them outside, but I will put them underneath my grow bench. So they'll get a lot of light, but they'll never get any direct sun. You put them in direct sun, it's going to cook them in a day. Probably not even that long. An hour in direct sun is going to just cook them. So we're just going to let them sit under there, under that bench. And I'm thinking we'll see something. We'll see signs of rooting within 2 weeks on these. I know from previous experience, they root really fast. So I'll take them, once they come up and root and fill out these pots, I'll take them, probably move them up into like 4-inch pots, maybe a 5-inch pot, and then prune them back a couple times till they fill out, and then I give them away to friends, or I may sell a few of them too. So anyway, pretty easy. So we'll come back in a couple weeks and we'll see what they look like. I appreciate you watching. Please like, please share, and please subscribe. Thank you. Bye.